In the soft golden light, love's whispers in the air. A day to remember, two hearts laid bare. Charlotte and Adam, a perfect dream unfolds. With laughter and friendship, a story yet untold. Underneath the arches, with blooms all around, Brookfield Barns sparkles, love's magic is found. As the world fades away, it's just you and me, a dance on the threshold of what love can be. This is where forever begins, hand in hand we'll soar.
Right, well, this has been written without ChatGPT, so I apologise in advance. So as Charlotte's dad, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you all for being here with Charlotte and Adam for sharing their special day. I feel incredibly proud to stand here as father of the bride. Charlotte, you look absolutely stunning. Yeah. I'm sure everyone in the room will agree. I'm also now very pleased to be able to look upon Adam as my son-in-law. Hey. Adam, you don't rush up bad yourself.
I try.
I'm very happy that Charlotte has chosen such a solid chap to be her life partner, her husband, and I wish you both a very, very happy future together.
Thank you.
Time certainly does fly since their meeting in Prison nightclub in Kingston. They've experienced a great deal together in that time, and they've travelled to many fabulous places around Europe, bringing back stories of sunburn, dehydration and blisters. And in doing so, Charlotte has conquered her anxiety around flying. So if teaching fails, there's always a career in aviation and tourism. Closer to home, the early days of Charlotte and Adam's blossoming relationship saw Leon, Adam's old yellow Vauxhall Corsa, unleashed on the open road. That car earned a place in RAC folklore as a mechanical marvel. The miles racked up in that machine visiting Charlotte at uni was nothing short of miraculous. Proof that some things do actually get better with age. It was at Charlotte's University campus that I first met Adam, 6 months after they met on New Year's Eve 2016. I'd heard a lot about him prior to the breakfast that we shared in the uni canteen. Charlotte seemed very happy, so I was looking forward to meeting him. And despite all the Weetabix in his beard, he seemed okay. Leon, Adam's loyal, ageing workhorse of the Vauxhall Corsa, was an ever faithful servant in those early years of Charlotte and Adam's relationship. I clearly remember waving Charlotte, Adam, and Charlotte's brother Max off from mine one weekend. And as Leon's faded yellow bonnet departed the driveway, I instinctively shouted, "Drive carefully, you've got precious cargo on board." They then disappeared into the awfully depressing Macaulay sunset. So I'd like you to join me in raising a glass to Leon. And at the Vauxhall Corsa, there was so much more than a popular super mini manufactured by General Motors and considered a staple of motoring here in the UK. It played a key role in Charlotte and Adam's burgeoning relationship, finally succumbing to roadside exhaustion. To Leon. To Leon. You instantly clicked with your friends at uni, Charlotte, and quite quickly you all felt like you'd known each other for years. From drunken trips to Raoul's, was it Raoul's? Not Raoul's? It's a bev shop. After a night at Sheiks, or rag racing through the streets of Bognor in fancy dress, you all had the most fun times together. Things and thunder. I'm sure all your friends will agree that having you as a friend is so special, as they know they'll always have someone to turn to, and know that within minutes you'll be able to make them feel better and have them laughing. Charlotte and Adam set up home in Youghal in 2021, which is where they still are to this day. Roped into helping them move in, my memories of that day are carrying Adam's Olympic weightlifting equipment up 2 flights of stairs, where Charlotte neatly arranged it as the centrepiece of the living room. I'm sure when you move, which may be this year, your neighbours won't miss the sound of Adam's leg day, or ever have to adjust their TV area again and say that bloody bloke upstairs is deadlifting. Together you make a lovely couple. I'm confident that Adam will always look after Charlotte and has all the qualities I would wish for in a son-in-law. That said, he may sometimes be a little clumsy. Once dropping a microwavable curry all over the kitchen floor, I recall, rendering multiple kitchen fixtures unsalvageable, including poor stuffed teddy bear doorstops, which had to be swiftly placed in the bin. It was death by taking massage that day for Teddy, and a month of marmot on toast for dinner followed. Charlotte is incredibly caring, someone who thinks the world of those she chooses to have in her life. I know how much Adam means to her, and I also know how much her friends mean to her. You bridesmaids, wherever you are, you all look absolutely wonderful today. As a young child, Charlotte for a long time had 2 imaginary friends. Is that me and Coggy? But of course you had some real human friends too. And you survived school despite your brother often throwing dog poo bags, full I hasten to add, at you, and occasionally clipping you around the head with a cricket bat or tennis racket. Your sibling rivalry was legendary, whether it was riding a 2-wheeler, swimming, tennis, squash, but then a line was drawn when Max went to goalkeeping. I don't think goalkeeping appealed to Charlotte, or the thing. University and your girly holidays with Mandy and Fra saw you unleash your love of music and dancing to all in attendance. On one such holiday, you and your friends had to head back only 20 minutes in, due to the dance floor being so sticky that your flip-flops had stuck to the floor and snapped, resulting in you being barefoot. In fact, I think it may have been on that holiday that Mandy was telling boys to back away from you because your boyfriend was Mike Tyson. And anyone who's seen Adam on his stag do, with his leather waistcoat and pink flashing cowboy hat, won't argue with that. Charlotte, your love of music, dancing, enjoying a good night out, a seed sown, I'm sure, in your early years of watching Hannah Montana and High School Musical, it seemed only right that the 2 of you met in a nightclub. I'm not even sure if Prism is still there. It's not. Probably a pop-up shop now, selling a variety of Eastern European foods, vapes and cheap kitchen utensils. But however quiet and considered you, like us, can sometimes be on the outside, you've always kept that inner spark of fun and laughter simmering inside, which is important as you navigate through your life. I always remember you saying to me, Charlotte, that not every day is a good day, but there is good in every day. And those were wise words indeed, and beyond your years when you said them to me. Well, today is a good day, and we are all so very happy for you both, and wish you all the very best for a beautiful life together. So I'd ask you all to join me in a toast to the newlyweds, to Charlotte and Adam. Charlotte and Adam. Charlotte and Adam.
Another round of applause for Paul Fucking Brown. It's you, you're not me. Right, huge round of applause because she's got married today. Okay. Huge round of applause for the girl! Let's get this on the way.
So just a heads up everyone, I was speaking to a crowd, so please bear with me. Firstly, I want to thank everyone for coming. I know it's a really big effort for you all to be here, you know, get free drinks and free food. I want to thank you, Paul and Stella, for both making me feel so welcome right at home from the first time I met you. Maybe in some cases a bit too welcome, Stella. But you're stuck with me now, so. I want to thank my mum and dad also for, making me. I want to thank my best man Ethan and the maiden father Georgia for both of them respective cracking stag do's and hen do's. Appreciate the work both put in. I want to thank the groomsmen for buying suits. Appreciate both of that. Appreciate it. And I want to thank the bridesmaids. You all are absolutely lovely. And I thank you so much for probably keeping Charlotte nice and calm this morning when I'm sure she was an absolute reality. So, I'm going to go into a bit of a story, so please bear with me. So, me and Charlotte met 9 years ago. It was the most amazing night of my life. It was a beautiful, romantic location. We saw each other, danced the night away, and had a single kiss before exchanging numbers and parting ways. At least that's what we said to our kids. The truth is, it was New Year's night in a nightclub. We were both drunk. We danced for about 2 minutes, and then Charlotte saw my bottom lip so hard, everyone thought I got in a fight the next day. But honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way, because little did I know that night would change my life forever. I remember a few days after New Year's, I decided to text her, where I wooed her up with my amazing chat-up lines. When I say line, I mean line, single. But it was so amazing, it was like Casanova had written it. It was, sorry, just it's the long one. Who this? Lads, if you need lessons, I do charge. After a month or two of back and forth, we met up for a date in Sutton, where my extensive dating experience, I did none, was on full display. I took her to a restaurant I planned for, and it was fully booked. So we went to Zeezy's instead, ordered us a lovely shared starter, and then I ate it all myself. And then we went to watch the movie Passengers, and when I say we, I mean Charlotte watched the movie, and I spent half the movie watching Charlotte, waiting for the right time to kiss her. You say it, well, she knew I was staring at her for 10 minutes. But we kissed, the date ended well, but Charlotte had to go back down to uni. So after another month or so, I texted him and made plans to meet. But unfortunately, I didn't have a car, or I just got one. Trouble was, I'd only passed my driving test 6 months beforehand and hadn't driven since. So I basically didn't know how to drive. So I did what every guy does. I lied. I said, oh, it's in the garage getting its handbrake fixed. Where in reality, my mum was taking me out after work at 9 p.m. every night, giving me a driving license. So after a week of mum's lessons, you should have seen the horror on her face when I told her I was driving down to see Charlotte on the motorway after only driving on my own for a week. But I did it, and I arrived to spend the weekend with this beautiful woman. Again, at least that's what I thought. Turned out she'd only invited me for a date, and I packed an overnight bag. Who she kidding? She knew I was going to stay. And I did. But from that weekend onwards, we spent every weekend together. Me driving down, staying with her in the halls or a uni house. And it was honestly one of the best periods of my life. So many amazing nights out together, drinking, dancing, or the cozy days squeezed into that single bed, watching movies on your broken laptop. And I'm so glad I decided to take that risk and drive down to see you, Charlotte. Because if I hadn't done that, I would have missed out on being the most wonderful woman to ever exist. Yes. With no understatement, to say Charlotte is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I didn't think it was possible to love someone this much, but every day that gets proved wrong, as every day I somehow love you more than last. You're so beautiful, every day I pinch myself and wonder, how on earth have I done that? But beyond that, you're the most beautiful soul I know. You're caring, smart, patient, and so loving. honestly wonder what I did to deserve you. And last but definitely not least, you're definitely the funniest person I know as well. Honestly, everyone, if you could see how me and Charlotte act when we're alone, you'd have a section. Honestly. Seriously, not a day goes by where we don't laugh hysterically with each other. You're not my only soulmate, my lover, my wife, but you're also my best friend. When I'm around you, nothing else seems to matter. And when I'm not around you, I don't feel like myself. I feel lost. 9 years down the line from when we first met, and the best part of my day is still getting to see you. Sometimes I look at you and think I must be dreaming, that someday I'm going to wake up and this was all just a beautiful dream. Because I still have a hard time believing you are real. Because if I could dream up a woman, it will be you, Charlotte, exactly as you are. I love you, darling. Now and forever. So, obviously, you gave the glass to my beautiful wife, Charlotte. Thank God that's over. Yeah, maybe before we give the round of applause, can you just pause for 1 second?
Right, so, you started the speech. Don't really do a lot of public speaking. Not really, that we, like it is what it's going to be. That was probably one of the most moving speeches I've ever seen in my life. Crying, look at her, she's Charlotte, she was crying. I was well enough, there's people all around the room crying, getting their crying. That was fantastic. Now you can give them a round of applause for the fantastic speech. That is amazing. Just 1 minute, tell me.
It was the best thing I did. Sorry.
Fantastic. Right, so now we get to hear all the dirt, don't we? Do we?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Do we want to hear the best man speech? Give it up for anybody.
Testing. That's all. Funny hell, I've got to follow that. So, hello everyone. For the very few who I haven't met yet, I'm Adam's younger brother, Ethan. As you'll soon, or by now, be able to tell, I'm absolutely shit my pants. I knew I would be, so I thought, how about every time I mess up, you all take a sip of your drink? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. JDs and Lentilman. Shit. Right. You know the rules. First of all, if you're not sick of hearing it already, I'd like to thank you all for coming to the very special day of Adam and Charlotte's wedding. Especially the Irish gang who have made the extra effort out to be here for the big day. Now, either that shows incredible dedication, or they mistakenly heard there was a free bar. I know which one mine was. So I think we can all agree Adam and Charlotte are meant for each other, and it's great to see them up here finally together. In Charlotte's case, looking beautiful in all white, and in Adam's case, he looks like a man who's forgotten about the Tottenham relegation for the day.
Now I haven't.
So as the best man, it's probably my duty to tell you an embarrassing story all about the groom, my brother. Now, of course, I've known Adam for my whole life, so I found it really tricky to pick which would be the best suited. So I've written down some of those that were embarrassing enough to make the final cut.
Oh, God.
Maybe we'll save those for another time. So once again, if you're not sick of hearing it, let's rewind for a second and tell the story of how Adam and Charlotte met. So on New Year's Eve 2018, before Adam turned into the Viking nightclub bouncer he is today, he had just finished a hardcore diet and found himself in the best shape of his life and was celebrating the new year with a few friends in prison nightclub. He got in, and after a few Jaeger bombs and some Dutch courage, one of his mates turned to him and went, "Oi, what about those two?" Which one will you have? I'll take the blonde. Those two being Charlotte and her now bridesmaid, Frey. Sorry, Fra. After they exchanged numbers and maybe a cheeky snog or two, the next morning, Charlotte made the first move and plucked up the courage to text Adam to say hi. Pretend this is the first time you've heard this one. Adam spent a long time crafting the perfect reply, something charming, witty, and romantic to swoop his future bride. Who dis? All laugh, pretending that's the first time we've heard it. Bear with me 1 second. Oh shit.
Cheers.
Shakespeare himself would have been proud. Adam really must have been looking sharp that night, because for some reason, Charlotte decided to keep talking to him. To this day, we're all still slightly confused by that. So Charlotte then went on to Chichester University, studying to become a primary school teacher. So she now spends her days looking after little ones, organising their schedules, and guiding them through life with their underdeveloped brains. You can see where this is going. Which, as it turns out, was perfect preparation for marrying my brother. So after 7 years together, at the start of 2024, Charlotte, half jokingly, told Adam he had until the end of the year to propose. And in typical Adam fashion, he left it until the very last day of the deadline, New Year's Eve. Not because he wasn't sure, just because procrastination is one of his core personalities.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm quite proud it wasn't submitted at 11:59 p.m. So everyone knows how brothers like to fight. And growing up, Adam and I watched some of our cousins and friends basically train for the UFC. There was blood, tears, and in one case, a broomstick incident that still hasn't been fully explained. I'm looking at you, Charlie. But for some reason, Adam and I never really did. Don't get me wrong, every now and then I had to remind him who's boss. But on the whole, we got on really well. Close in age, similar hobbies, and the same level of bad decision making. So one day, we decided to channel our inner Tiger Woods. We took our little plastic golf clubs outside and absolutely decimated Mum's carefully kept garden, hacking chunks of grass out of it with every swing. And then we spotted it. Dad's brand new, shiny, adult-sized golf club, driver. The kind of club that looks at you and says, "Don't you fucking dare." So naturally, we grabbed it immediately. Adam stepped up, and being the taller brother at the time, he actually looked like he knew what he was doing. Then he handed it to me, and somehow, mid-swing, I snapped it clean in hand. Shit. That's new 300-pound driver gone. We were running around the garden trying to figure out what to do, and I came up with what I still believe is one of the best plans in history. Let's put it on the floor and cover the crack with grass. He'll never notice. Dad gets home an hour or two later, takes one look, and somehow figures it out. He pulls both of us aside, red face, full of rage, and goes, "Which one of you little fuckers did it?" Silence. 5 full minutes of silence, a proper standoff. If you know Adam well, you'll know he can't lie and he really struggles to keep it together. So he started looking guilty, shaky and sweating, and I'm a stone cold, straight-faced killer. And just as Dad's about to dish out the punishment, Adam ready to take the blame, Dad's raising his hand, and right at that moment, I graciously step in and say, "Well, it wasn't me, but if someone has to take punishment, I guess I'll take it." Couldn't sit down for a week after that. Still paying that back in monthly instalment. But the point of the story is that even back then, at 8 years old or whatever we were, Adam was willing to take the hit for me. A true big brother. Over the years, we've grown to be best friends too. Sorry. He brought me into his own friend group, even as the annoying younger brother I was and probably still am. To Charlotte, I do think you genuinely complete Adam and make him a better man for it. I can see how happy you both make each other and wish you nothing but the best. I couldn't have picked a better partner for my brother. And most importantly, I speak for us all when I say, thank you for taking him off our time. And on that note, if you could raise your glass to a lifetime of happiness, laughter, and love for the new Mr. and Mrs. Reese Smith.
In the soft golden light, love's whispers in the air. A day to remember, two hearts laid bare.